Action.
So how did different civilization came up gods on their own?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what God did not come into existence with the civilization. Even when we were living in the jungles, we had our own gods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So of course, after we got civilized, rules should have been different now. The same rules which were in the jungles, those cannot be used anymore. So a lot of morality, do's and don'ts, a lot of things were renewed, or many other different kinds of god came into existence depending on where you are. Example, in Nepal, their hell is made up of ice cold because it's very cold in that region. For you, hell means living in cold. If fire is there, means it's a luxury for you, right? Everywhere else, fire is considered as hell because they are not living in a much snowy areas. So it was largely different. In a way, it's largely different, but in a way, it's largely the same. How the religions manifested in India, Eastern religions, they have a certain pattern. The Western religions, they have a pattern. The tribal religions, they have a pattern. So every religion has the similarities and differences. Incans had their own god, Mayans had their own god. Completely different. Completely different god. So we as a humans see, how else you unify the whole civilization if it wasn't for a god? Now we have something common with every human being living in a civilization or in a group. Everybody has a certain alignment to look forward to. Let's say even in democracy, let's say only one human being, one person, there's a choice to make between two leaders. 100% cannot agree on one human being, right? There will always be two options at least. At least on 10-20% will support the other guy. But God, okay, there's only one God, which everybody will look up to them alone. So this is, and it is also the research has been made by the evolutionaries. The civilizations which believed in God, they had much more bonding, much more connectedness. See, even for example, right now, even the identity of the country is also the same. You say you are an Indian, but how many Indians do you personally know? 99.99% you don't know other people, but still they are all Indians. Collective identity. If you are a Christian or if you are a Hindu, how many Hindus do you know personally? How many Christians do you know? But globally, there are 2.2 billion strong force of Christianity. You are one among them. Indian, again in 1.6 billion, you are one. In Chinese, so like that. See, whatever the club may be, the religion, the country, whatever, it makes you larger than what you are. Individually, you are so insignificant, right? Let's say you are an atheist, everybody else in the civilization, like maybe 3,000, 4,000 years ago. Nobody would care about you because you don't believe in what they believe in. You are an outcast. And it's in your best survival instinct that you are a part of the group, not a rebel. Right now we can afford to be rebels because of technology, because of globalization. So many things happen. It is so happened with the beginning of the civilization as well. Our rules and regulations, terms and conditions. Till then we had God. Our God had. It's not like they had a personal connection with us, as such. When civilization becomes, our gods became more personal. Because in the jungle we weren't the bosses, right? We were at the mercy of the nature. Civilization means what? I will build the world as I want it. I won't be living in the mercy of the elements of nature. I will create my own reality. I will sow the seed. I will decide what I will eat. If you're living in the jungles, you don't know. There is no guarantee tomorrow morning what happens. Civilization means to have certain security. You have family, you have friends, you have a society, you have a civilization, you have your own God. So it's in your best interest that, civilization needs gods. I don't think there were any civilization which did not have a god as such. Every civilization had rituals, temples. It is humans longing as well, right? It is a fundamental human longing to know, to question. Not everybody will be seeking the truth for themselves. The majority has always been the majority, right? Majority, they always believe in God, they always believe in religion. Atheists are a minority, always. Enlightened beings were not the majority, never. Spirituality has never been the majority, only minority. So many things. As science develops, see, religion cannot be logically right. You cannot logically dissect religion. It will fail. In every nook and corner, religion will fail if you logically dissect it. If you only look at it logically, of course, you'll become an atheist. More probability lies in that. Because these conceptions of God are like thousands of years old. They don't stand the test of time. At least for the logical ones. For the ones who believe, they don't think logically, right? This is an emotional connection to God. In emotion, the logic won't work. In emotion. Can you dissect any logic, emotion logically? Suffering dissect it logically? Or happiness? Whatever, pleasure. How will you dissect it logically? So, God have been in the modern time Christianity, see how has that become? Jesus is more like a solace provider to you. He's your own personal savior. He loves you back. This is way too personal. No other civilizations gods loved them back. The Greek gods, the Roman gods, the Egyptian gods, they never loved their creation. No, they did not even expect them to love them back. It's a funny thing. Their kinds of gods were like that. This largely Christian gods had this problem. He not only loves you, but you better love him back. Else he's going to punish you. It's a different kind of a God. That's why for Mahavira, if God exists, man cannot be free. That's what happened, no Christianity. When you escape God, forget God, these people only won't leave you. God has so many bodyguards now, right? Self-appointed. So, yeah, next question.